It's a rant. So sit back and get ready. All right, everybody. So what's going on? I'm Jeremy. Thank you for tuning in with me this week. This week's going to be a little bit of a rant, like I said there in the very beginning. It's a rant, and I apologize for it. So do me a favor, though. Before I get into this rant, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that notification bell. Hit the like button. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this, and I hope you guys all agree with me on this. So let's dive into it, but I also want to thank the sponsor of this week's episode. So let's thank our sponsors. And this episode is sponsored by S Reptilia. S Reptilia, folks, let me tell you, is a one-stop shop for basically whatever you may need. If you're looking for ball pythons, Chris has it. He's working in so many different projects, and he's got amazing quality animals. He's also got blood pythons, gorgeous blood pythons. He's also working with different types of colubers, like Mexican black king snakes, bull snakes, pine snakes even. He's working a couple different boa projects, Australian species even, like Woma pythons and scrub pythons. He's got it all, folks. S Reptilia is one place you want to go to if you need a snake. And on top of it, he also supplies Eastern PA with different types of rodents like rats, ASFs. He's got it all. If you need cocoa, he is Pennsylvania's distributor of Cocoa to Go and the Chipper. So definitely do not miss out on what I consider by far the best cocoa substrate on the market. Chris sells it. Go to him. He is our distributor. And make sure you tell him Jeremy sent you from Morphs, because you might just get a little bit of a surprise if you tell him that. Thank you, Chris, for sponsoring this episode. I greatly appreciate it, brother. If you want to use the best reptile record keeping and tracking software on the market today, scan the QR code or click our partnership link in the description down below for a free 30-day trial of Husbandry Pro. I promise you, you will not regret it. All right, so the rant. Get ready, folks, because I was a little heated on this. I'm not going to lie. This rant is dealing with sexing and standing by what you stated the animal is. I know I'm sure a lot of people have been here, done that, gone through it. I've gone through it now 3 times. And the first time I had to deal with this situation, it got dealt with, no problem. I was completely satisfied with how it was handled. I don't necessarily think everybody needs to handle it exactly the way that my first instance went. Like, my Puma male that I have was supposed to be a female. And ended up, I trusted the breeder. It was before I knew how to pop or, was even able to probe at that point. So I was, just taking the breeder at their word that it was indeed supposed to be a female. Turns out when breeding season came, it was anything but a female. It was very much a male. I contacted the breeder. They made it completely right, gave me a full refund, and even left me keep the snake that, was misproperly sexed. I'm not saying every breeder needs to do that. I'm not saying any breeder needs to do that. That breeder, which I'm not going to name names, but if you're watching this, I do appreciate it, and I would definitely do business with you again. That being said, if you are a breeder, now I understand, mistakes happen, accidents happen. I know at some point I'm going to missex a snake. It's a given. It's going to happen, folks. My rant is that breeders, you guys need to stand behind your product. And, these animals, even though they are animals, these are our products. We've got to stand behind the sexes of them. Gene ID, that's a completely different thing. Everything, IDing genes is, unless it's been genetically tested and you trust the testing method, which I'm still skeptical on. But anyway, gene ID stuff, that's just all theoretical ID, as Ozzy has put it. We're just giving you our best guess as to what's in it from what we're seeing visually. So the only way to prove out what genes are in stuff is to, breed it out and prove it out. But that being said, back to the original rant. Breeders, we need to stand behind our products and make sure, if we're selling a male, it's a male. If we're selling a female, it's a female. Reason being, like my most recent sting here, I'll go over my second sting. My leopard lesser spot nose was supposed to be a female. It ended up being a male. Now, I was an idiot and did not keep track of who I bought that snake from. So I was screwed on that one. There was no contacting the breeder, giving them a chance to make that one right. I screwed up on that. That's on me. I get that. Now, the most recent one here is with this beautiful gal. This is Xena, which is now, we're thinking up of a new name for her, because she is a he. So I'm thinking like Xenor, because I can't change it too much because it's just, Xena's famous. So I gotta come up with something that's close to Xena. So I'm thinking like Xenor or something. I don't know. Anyway, tried breeding Xena this year because, I bought a male for her, and specifically for her that I thought would complement all the tipping that she had, and nothing was happening, no action. There wasn't even any fighting, which is really goofy and weird. Two males together, there should have been some competition going on, but there wasn't even any of that. But it made me question what's going on. So I went to pop her and I got sperm. And I went and probed just to double check, what I found with the popping. And that probe sunk to where there was no question that she was a male. So I contacted the breeder and I was they made me an offer on how to make it right. And I wasn't exactly thrilled with said offer. So I will give them, I'm not going to name names either. So this isn't a bashing thing on that. But for me, I want to put it out there. If you're a breeder and you missex a snake, to me, you only have a few options. You have one, offer like a partial refund. Because let's face it, like carpets take like if you get them as a hatchling, they take 4 years for a female to hit maturity. So there's a long time wasted. So some of these breeders or some of these new people coming into the hobby are taking us at our word that what we're saying is true. Like I said, I know sometimes there's going to be accidents, things are going to, we're only human. There's going to be mistakes. I get that. But it's our responsibility to make those things right. So you could offer a partial refund. You could offer another snake in return of similar size and age and quality if you have one sitting around. Not everybody has multiple, backups just sitting around like that. You could do like a store credit thing. You could, there's multiple different avenues you could take to make the situation right. You don't have to do like the one breeder did with giving a full refund and say, hey, just keep the snake. You could do that, which it's very generous. Not everybody is generous enough to do that though. But you got to remember, folks, that these people that are buying these snakes, a lot of them are new coming into the hobby. There are some, people have been doing it for a while, and those are going to be the people that, they know to check, double check, triple check, probe them, all that good stuff. But there's a lot of new people coming into this hobby, like myself included even. I mean, depending when you're watching this, I'm still into my 3rd season of breeding ball pythons. This is going to be my 1st season breeding carpets. So, carpet-wise, I was taking people at their word that snakes were what they were. So, I'm not, mad at this breeder. I don't want to say slightly disappointed with how things were handled. But it is what it is. I just wasn't satisfied with how they were willing to remedy the situation. Now, that being said, on the breeder's end, buyers, if you're buying a snake from no matter what if your plans are to breed it down the line in the future, if you do not know how to pop, probe, any of that stuff, and if you don't know anybody close by to you, have the breeder do it right there in front of you before you purchase the animal. If you're buying off Morph Market, it's a little hard to do that. You can have them double check before they ship it. There again, you're taking them at their word that the animal is what they say it is. But please, 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 please do what you can to double check and triple check the sex of the animal if breeding is in your plans for the future, because I don't want to see anybody else get pushed back a year, 3 years, 4 years in their breeding plans, because that hurts, folks. It really does. This hurt. Luckily, I have Lagatha, which is about 3.5, and surprisingly, she's building follicles right now. She's at like 17 millimeters. So I was really happy. At least I have a chance. Dom's like doing squats, folks.
Sorry, my calf.
Sorry, it's just funny. But yeah, like I'm there looking at the camera, and the camera's like doing this. Anyway, sorry, folks. A little light to the situation. But luckily, Lagatha's, building follicles. She's at like 17 millimeters. So my carpet season still may be saved. Not 100% sure yet, but it's still possible. Where in the world are you trying to go, buddy? But, just everybody, breeders, double check for the people buying the snakes. If you checked them once, it won't take you long to check them a second or third time. However many times you've already checked them, just do it. Please help out the people coming into the hobby that maybe don't know as much or aren't capable or able to do it themselves. People that are buying snakes, there again, have the breeders double check, triple check, unless you're able to do it, but just check your animals, make sure they are what they're supposed to be, because it will set back your projects and it will hurt. Missing, if Xena would have been a female like she was supposed to be, I actually could have had a chance at 2 carpet clutches possibly this year. Now I gotta hope I can salvage just one. The ball python stuff that was missexed, that put me back easy 2 years. That one hurt. That one, I'm not gonna lie, that really, really hurt those ball pythons being missexed. But, 2 years into it, I've back on track. I've got things going where they need to go. So, the situation has been righted as far as breeding plans, but it took a little bit of time to get that stuff going in the right direction. So, and that's the end of my rant, folks. I appreciate you guys sticking it out if you've made it this long. Everybody that was in my group chat, I thank you guys for dealing with me complaining and just going off about it, because I'm sure everybody knew in that chat I was not happy. I just appreciate you guys all being there to listen to me and just for putting up with my crap that day. And now we can all sit back and laugh about it, because now we got a nickname or rename Xena here. So, everybody, thank you so much for the support. Again, breeders, double check your stuff. Make sure you're selling properly sexed animals. People buying, make sure you're buying properly sexed animals if your intention is to breed. If you don't care about breeding, then it is what it is, I guess. I mean, obviously then you don't really care what your animals are sex-wise. That's going to be it for this week's episode. Thank you again, everybody, for listening to me rant. This doesn't happen often, so, enjoy it while it lasts, I guess. Definitely do me a favor, though. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit the like button, drop me a comment down below. Has this happened to you? What are your thoughts on this video? Do you like seeing me get heated? Because let's face it, I don't always get heated or go off on rants. I think this might be the only rant I've ever done, actually. But anyway, drop me a comment. I appreciate all the support, everybody, and I'll catch you next time. Later.